Yeah, hi everyone. As Pablo said, my name is Clint McLean. I'm the senior character and conversation designer for the Inworld team. I work both with our internal team and our variety of partners to ensure that their characters are delivering the best responses and having the best personalities that they possibly can. So I'm really excited to join everyone today to chat a bit about Inworld, our capabilities, and also how we're partnering with the Eighth Wall and Niantic teams already to create some, really cool experiences that are unlike anything that's been done before. So just to start off, what is Inworld? Much like a gaming engine, we think of Inworld as a character engine. Going beyond chatbots and LLMs, our AI-powered characters can learn, they can adapt, they can recall memories, they can have their own emotional intelligence, they can have personal motivations and independently work to accomplish their goals. We also like to think of the characters as having a contextual mesh that ensures our characters are aware of their environment and can help to maintain that immersion and prevent any potential hallucinations in the process. So just to help drive that home, here's a short video that showcases a few of the exciting projects we've recently launched with our partners.
Clint, it looks like when you started your screen share, you may have
Yeah, but smell like. Yeah, but it smells like a mixture of spices and sweat.
What do you think of humans?
Oh, humans. Well, I have mixed feelings about you all.
You're much more sophisticated, you're saying, than your predecessor, Natty.
Natty is a name I'd rather not hear again. That's all I'll say on this matter.
Be careful. There's an abnormally large charger guarding the power core. Watch out.
You're also observant. I'm just fighting with it.
What side quest were we working on?
Yes, we were working on the side quest where we need to bring some outlaws to justice.
We're a movement, and we're committed to making sure that robots never threaten our way of life again.
So go ahead and pull the trigger if that's what you want.
Well, he kind of asked for it, I guess.
What can you do for me?
I can show you all the fun places to visit in Cre8te.
Going to take out the enemy's main hive. Here's your gun. Follow me.
All right, very cool. So as you've seen from that video, we've already partnered with gaming and media giants like NetEase, Niantic, NBC Universal, LG, and also last week we just announced our partnership with Xbox and Microsoft, which we're super excited about and hope to share more about soon. In addition to that, we also have platform integrations with Unity, Unreal, NVIDIA, Intel, and so forth. And we also have a very active modding community with mods available for anything from Skyrim to GTA, as we saw in that video. We also have many new partnerships and announcements to come in the weeks and months ahead. So, please follow along and, expect some big things. So getting into, kind of what powers Inworld itself, we think of Inworld as an end-to-end platform. Our no-code studio allows anyone to easily build entertaining and immersive characters, and our character engine goes beyond what you would typically expect from an LLM's functionality by adding configurable safety, knowledge, memory, contextual awareness, and even multimodality. Our characters are really taken to another level. And once our character is designed, as you saw, you can seamlessly integrate that into real-time applications with optimization for scale and performance built into those. Because Inworld uses natural language and very simple controls, the platform is accessible to virtually anyone, whether you're a developer or a designer. You can easily fill in a few fields, have a chat with your character, try to, see what works, feel things out, and then kind of iterate from there. We often like to think of it as almost an actor and a director relationship where you're working together collaboratively to create the best performance. So kind of, breaking that down a little further, our characters have perception. They can react to a variety of cues, both from the player side and from the larger environment. They have cognition. So just like a person, our characters can have their own unique personality, emotions, backstories, and, memories and so forth. And also their behavior. So this is how characters outwardly express that cognitive behavior through their speech and their actions. So as I mentioned, we want Inworld to be available where our users are. So we already have a variety of integrations available and more launching on a regular basis. We have a team that is steadily working to always be updating these integrations, creating new documentation, new videos. So, it can be a very easy, seamless process to get involved with Inworld. And we also have a very active team and active community where we're, always available to help out and spitball ideas for that matter. So with that in mind, I'd like to share a couple of the initial experiences that we've created with the Eighth Wall team. First, we have Wool. It's a great example of making an educational experience that's fun, immersive, and interactive, really kind of raising the level of what's possible when educating both kids and anyone in general.
Oh, hello there. I don't believe we've met before. My name is Wall, and I'm a northern saw, what owl who grew up here in the Redwood Forest. Is there anything you'd like to know about the Redwood Forest?
What's the tallest tree in the forest?
The tallest tree in the forest is a whopping 371 feet tall. That's almost 6 times taller than a T-Rex.
What's your favorite thing to eat in the forest?
Well, as an owl, I have a pretty varied diet. But I must say, my favorite thing to eat in the forest is mice. They're just so tender and juicy.
Do you have any friends with all of these animals?
Oh, I have lots of friends in the forest. Some of them are birds like me, and some are squirrels and chipmunks. But my best friend is a wandering salamander who lives high up in the canopy.
Are there any myths about the forest?
Oh, there are plenty of myths and legends about the Redwood Forest. Some say that if you listen closely, you can hear the trees whispering secrets to each other.
Can trees talk?
Some scientists believe the trees speak a language humans can learn to hear. But as an owl, I prefer to listen to the rustling of leaves and the chirping of birds. It's like music to my ears.
What do you think of humans?
Oh, humans. Well, I have mixed feelings about you all. On one hand, you're fascinating creatures who have built some amazing things and created art and music that I love to listen to. But on the other hand, you also do some pretty destructive things to our beloved forest home. So I guess what I'm saying is, it's complicated. Well, I think that's enough chatting for one night. I'm feeling a little tired after all that talking. Thank you so much for spending time with me and asking such great questions about the forest. I hope you learned something new today.
So yeah, that's a project we've been really proud to have worked on, and we've gotten a ton of really positive feedback about it. And hopefully just the start of more educational based projects to come. Next is the Rainbow Crunchies AR experience that allows users to scan the mascot on the front of a cereal box and have it come to life right in front of them. The idea of bringing interactive experiences into everyday life is incredibly exciting, and it really gets the mind racing to think of the potential for brands.
Oh, what's up, my dude? I heard the party was at your house and I couldn't miss it. I'm Rainbow Ray, the official mascot of Rainbow Crunchies, the most lit cereal in the game. I'm here.
So there we go. We can see that, the mascot comes to life. In this case, that is a character we created ourselves called Rainbow Ray, inspired by our avatars that we use within our platform. You can see them here on my t-shirt. And just to dive a little deeper, now we're going to go into the actual Inworld platform, and we're going to check out Rainbow Ray's character design to kind of get a better understanding of kind of, what goes on under the hood. All right, everyone can see that okay?
Yep.
Awesome, thanks, Pablo. Okay, so here we are in Rainbow Ray's workspace. This is a pre-existing workspace. Of course, if you are a first-time user and you sign up for Inworld, you'll get a kind of a pre-made workspace where there'll already be a handful of characters in there that you can mess around with, you can edit, you can chat with, you can do your own thing. And then from there, you can start to create new characters and also have additional workspaces if you want to, keep some things separate. So in this case, we just have Rainbow Ray in our workspace here. Now, of course, this is the actual live experience, so we don't want to mess with that. So we can very easily make a duplicate of any character and then have it easily available to us. So this is really helpful feature if you want to, you're happy with what you have, but you also want to continue experimenting and testing out new ideas. This will allow you to do that. So going into the character design itself, we have some basics of the character's name, their pronouns, their role. Of course, this is a cereal mascot, their stage of life, anything from a child to a late adulthood. If they have any alternative names, such as a nickname or maybe a professional name that they use, you can put that in there and they'll respond to that name as well. And of course, if they have any hobbies and interests, you can add that in. And they'll try to work that into conversation, just as we all like to do with our favorite hobbies and topics. So getting into the character's overall design, the first and arguably most important section, this is really the foundation of your character, is their core description. So we typically like to write this in proper prose. We think of it as almost if you're writing like a biography for a character, how would you express that? You want to talk about their backstory, who they are, where they came from, where they're at now, what they're like with other people, how they respond to other people, and just kind of a general overarching description. While this is, very thorough and we have some fun details in here about Rainbow Ray being trapped in the cereal box, you would be amazed what you can come up with just a few sentences to kind of get the ball rolling. And as I said, you can kind of test and iterate from there. Some additional extensions of the core description are the flaws and the motivations. So flaws are, just kind of issues that the character may have, as anyone could have in real life. So that could be something very, deep-seated and emotional that has an overarching effect on how they present themselves to people. Or maybe it's something that's more of a one-off, like they're scared of spiders. And if the player is to bring up spiders in conversation, they'll react accordingly. Similarly, the character's motivations that's what they're trying to accomplish, both in a general sense and in the conversational sense. So, in this, we want Rainbow Ray to be fun, and he's just going to be, lively, talking about games and riddles, and just trying to entertain the user, and also, asking fun questions to kind of keep that conversation going, right? We always try to do our best to ensure that the conversation has a natural ongoing flow to it. We don't want people to ever feel like they're having to lead the conversation. We want the character to play a role in that. So going further into that, we have the character's dialogue style. We have a variety of preset options available, anything from bubbly and formal right down to a villain character. And then, of course, if you want to fine tune that further, we can create a custom dialogue style that's a combination of adjectives and colloquialisms. We can also sneak in some little hacks in here, such as 20 to 30 words, just to kind of dial in how long we want the character's responses to be. We will have a dialogue length slider coming out in the coming weeks that will help fine tune that a little further. Pablo and I were joking earlier that you could even write in something here such as in the style of Sherlock Holmes or in the style of James Bond, and the character will kind of get those references and draw on that. In addition to that, you can also enter in example dialogue. So this would be just a typical line that a character might deliver in conversation. This is a good way to really hone in if your character has a specific speaking style, if they use certain slang or colloquialisms, that kind of thing. This is a great way to kind of show that to the AI. And then final within the basic features, we of course have the character's voice. So while you can do a text interaction, of course having that voice interaction is just that much more immersive. So we have a variety of male, female, and non-gendered voices available right here on our platform. Very easy to choose from. And if you think you want to test one out, you can just hit listen.
I'm Rainbow Ray Copy.
And it'll just give you a little sample of what that sounds like. From there, you can also adjust the pitch and the talking speed just to match the character's personality that you're going for. In addition to our own internal voices, we also have an integration with 11 Labs. So you can add one of their pre-existing voices, or you can also create your own synthetic voice, whether that's for yourself or a voice actor you're working with or what have you, and then you have their voice readily available for the interactions. So that's it for kind of the basic fields. This is enough to get a character up and running and get some really exciting responses from it. If we just go into chat, we can chat about really whatever we want to. So Ray will start off the conversation, in his, very upbeat personality and joke about wanting to crash your cereal party. So I'll move on to the advanced field in a second, but I just wondered if Pablo or anyone watching wanted to chime in with any questions or comments.
Yeah, we had one question in the chat from Hassan. I'm not sure if you can answer this, but how short, low is the latency with each interaction?
Yeah, it's into the seconds for our latency. So yeah, it's incredibly important for us that the character is responding as quickly as possible, because that can really break the immersion when you have that, waiting a pause for a character to respond. We want it to feel as natural and human as possible. So latency is a huge priority for us. That said, with the 11 Labs integration, because that's a step removed, there can be a little bit of additional latency with that, but we work closely with their team, and I know that they're also working to improve on that on a regular basis. Okay, so if we get into the advanced section, We can have character traits. So, of course, for Rainbow Ray, we want him to be humorous, comedic, serial loving, and just have a playful personality overall. We have these awesome sliders where we can adjust a character's mood and personality. Again, this is great for have a little chat, see what works, and make little adjustments as you go. An important feature within here is the dynamic ability for the emotions. So maybe you have a character that you want to always be angry and sarcastic at all times. You don't want it to be up for debate. They can stay in that emotional state. Or maybe you have a character that you want to convey a range of emotions. Say maybe they start in that angry state, but as you have the conversation and you win them over, they can actually become happier and start to build that relationship with the character, with the players. So going into the character's knowledge and cognition, we have both personal knowledge and common knowledge for our characters. So personal knowledge is information that is specific to that character. So obviously in this example, Rainbow Ray is an expert on Rainbow Crunchies. He knows all about the vitamins and minerals inside. He knows that Cre8te is the company that makes Rainbow Crunchies, and they have other cereal brands like Crunchy Corn and Health Crunch. Of course, this is all just made up, but it gives you the general idea of creating your character's backstory and their knowledge. So we think of this, while the core description is kind of always top of mind, that's what's in the front of the character's brain. The personal knowledge and the common knowledge is more of a Q&A kind of database. So, while this isn't always going to be top of mind for them, if someone was to say to Rainbow Ray, hey, what other brands does Cre8te have? He would know to grab from this piece of information and relay that it's Crunchy Corn. Same idea works for the common knowledge, but the exciting part of the common knowledge is this can be shared across multiple characters within the same workspace. So this is really useful for if maybe you have multiple characters representing a brand, you can have that general brand information shared across all of them. Or if you're building more of, say, a gaming experience, this is great for world building information where all of the characters can have a general knowledge of the world and the setting that they're in. So getting into a little bit more of the advanced features, we've recently released a Goals V2 feature that allows people to enter YAML, very simplistic YAML that will allow the characters to catch intents and training phrases and react to them accordingly. So as we just saw in our initial little chat with Rainbow Ray, I said, hey, and then Rainbow Ray had a predefined instruction to excitedly introduce himself and make a joke about crashing the cereal party. So we can have this as either an instruction, which just gives a general idea of what we want the character to do, and they'll kind of take it from there. Or you can also have a say verbatim version of this. So if you need to have kind of a scripted canned line because it's very representative of your brand or an instruction that needs to be conveyed very concisely, then you can do that approach as well. From there as well, you can have a specific emotion attached to that. I won't get too deep into it, but we also have a variety of new features that we've recently rolled out, such as the ability to enable and disable one of these goals. So it will only be available in certain circumstances. And we also have character mutations, which would allow a character to actually change dynamically on the fly in the middle of a conversation. So all of those fields that we've been looking at and discussing, the idea is that a character could have a transformation in one of those fields. So maybe their dialogue style starts out as sarcastic, and then something happens within the experience that then makes their dialogue style bubbly instead. So that's a general overview of the character profile. In addition to that, I won't go too deep, but as I mentioned, we also have common knowledge that can be shared across multiple characters. We can have a scene. So this gives a character more of just kind of a contextual awareness to where they are, who they're with, what's going on around them, which can really, be helpful to help with that immersion. If someone is to say, what's the deal with your cereal box? Rainbow Ray will, of course, have full knowledge and understanding of what the person is referencing. In addition to this, we also have chat logs available for all of the conversations that you're having both in studio and within your integration. So this is a really helpful way to just kind of, keep tabs on the kind of interactions that your characters are having, what's going right, what's going wrong, where are areas for improvement or fine tuning. And, you can kind of learn, what are the players asking about on an ongoing basis. And if we need to add in additional content to, make that work, then it's right there for you. All that information is available. And of course, you can also download these as text or CSV files.
Great, awesome. Thank you so much. Clint, I think you have one more video for us, right?
No, I think that was it. Yeah, we played the two 8th Wall videos. If anyone has any questions, happy to answer them, or we can wait till the end.
Awesome. Yeah, we'll wait for the official Q&A at the end. Now we'll go ahead and hop over to Josh, who will start presenting on how to bring this to 8th Wall. If you don't mind stopping your screen share, Clint. Thank you.
Cool. Yeah, thanks, Pablo and Clint, for the informative presentation. Definitely learned a lot myself. So happy to be here. Yeah, so I'm just gonna show you all really quick how to integrate our Inworld module and start developing with Inworld in your 8th Wall project. Just gonna share my screen. It's this one. Cool. Hide the controls. All right. So like Clint mentioned, this is the Inworld Rainbow Crunchies project that he played a video of. And I'm sure we'll send out this link, or you can find it on our website. I'm just going to clone this project. Choose a workspace of your choosing. I'm going to choose our team one, and I'll just name this Inworld Workshop Demo. We'll say demo. And then clone it in. Just wait a moment. Cool. So this is what you should see, and you'll see some errors right away. And just because your API is not hooked up, obviously we're not gonna clone it with API key. You'll have to insert your own. If you just want to get an easy quick start, the module is already included by default, and so you can just switch out stuff there. But for the sake of this demo, I will start a bit cleaner, and I'm gonna delete this module and also comment out this part of the code. So we're kind of starting from a cleaner slate and more reminiscent of if you're starting with a blank project. So the first thing you'll do is go down to modules here, click the plus button, and the Inworld module will either be at the top or close to the top. And you just want to click on it. If you're familiar with importing modules, this should be pretty familiar to you. Just click the import button. And there you go. This should be in your project. When you click into it, you'll find various options. You'll find the README, which kind of covers what I will talk about today, and also gives you more advanced API documentation. And this will be a useful reference in the future. And also some release notes just telling you what has been updated. And looks like it's been very active, which is good to hear. So first thing you want to do is, like I said, you're going to have some errors. Or I guess they're clear now, but you will have some errors if you try to run this because there's no API key right now. And so I'm just going to come over to my Inworld Studio account here. And I have some default characters, some default scenes. And the first thing I'm going to do is come to Developer Tools and go to Integrations. and scroll down, and then I've already generated some API keys here, but let's just delete these. And then we can just generate a new key. And your key and secret should both be here, and you can just copy the key, find the relevant slot in the module, copy paste it over. Oops. And then we're going to hide it automatically. Same for the secret. Great. So now that's set up, pretty standard. If you try to run this, it's still going to break just because you don't have a character in. And so if you followed what Clint was saying and you've designed your own character and your own scene already, or maybe you just want to use a default one, this is how you're going to stitch it up into 8th Wall. We're going to go to scenes. And then you want to make sure you've created a scene and added a character to one of them, or you can just use one of these default ones. Today, I don't know, we'll do the Cheshire Cat's tree. So this is a basic scene with the Cheshire Cat. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. And the cat is the character here. Great. So first thing we want to do is to hook up the scene with the let's see.
It's on the main page of the scenes.
Okay, yeah, great. I was wondering.
Copy.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Thank you. All right, so yeah, so you want to get the scene ID to hook it up to our module first by just copying it on the right-hand side here. And we're just gonna paste it here. Great. And then if you go in, I believe, yes, so the character ID is next to the character within the scene. Let me copy that, paste it in. And that's all you need for our module part. And then I did comment out some code in app.js here. This is just importing the module into your project and then setting a window variable Inworld to hook up to the Inworld module that we just imported. And then if you run this and this is an image target experience, if you scanned it instead of Rainbow Ray, you would get the Cheshire Cat in your experience instead. But yeah, that's all. Happy to answer questions or